So we get a lot of different clients that come here, all different ages. And one of my favorite people to work with was a woman, and she came into treatment and she wanted to get sober from hard alcohol, vodka. And this woman was about in her low 60s, and by far one of my favorite clients, and she kind of blew my socks off. Really, she was a feisty gal. But she lived up in Central California, overlooking the ocean, like by Pebble Beach. And I remember when she came to treatment with me and worked with me, she was so adamant that she is gonna stop drinking vodka and whiskey some nights, but she will never, ever stop drinking white wine at night as she watches the sunset. And I remember talking to her about that. This is really where it was kind of an epic thing, where the emotional side of sobriety comes into place. The physical aspect is great on sobriety, but this is the real sweet spot of it. Yes, she knew she had a drinking problem from vodka and whiskey, but what she was having a hard time accepting and really kind of swallowing, so to say, was the fact that she had a real belief issue. She could not picture herself sitting on her balcony overlooking Pebble Beach golf course, overlooking the ocean at sunset without having a glass of white wine in her hand. And I remember saying to her, I said, think about what you just said. You know you have a drinking problem when it comes to vodka and when it comes to whiskey, but let's look at this bigger than just a drinking problem. You're not able to sit in your multi-million-dollar home overlooking Pebble Beach, overlooking the ocean as the sun sets, where you tell me sometimes there's whales and dolphins that are jumping at the same time, and a big ball of fire, the sun is setting. You need to have a glass of white wine in order to make that experience better? Think about that. This isn't an alcohol issue. This is a belief issue. I said, no disrespect, but that's the shallowest thing I've ever heard. You have arguably the most beautiful view of anybody in the entire world, and you need a glass of champagne or a glass of white wine to make that better? Doesn't make sense. I called her out on it. She did not like that at all. But once she sat back and reflected, she was like, wow, yeah, I guess I do have a drinking problem, but I think it's bigger than that. This is a real belief issue that I have. I can't even see the sunset without a glass of white wine. It's the same thing when people would say to me all the time on my wedding day. They said, are you gonna have a glass of champagne at your wedding? I said, no, I don't. Why do I need a glass of champagne at my wedding? I'm married a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl from Southern California. That's the real big thing. Everybody's so hooked on substances. It's what it is. You need to smoke a joint to make the Rolling Stones sound better? That doesn't make any sense. Do you need to smoke a joint to make a Robin Williams movie funnier? Come on, think about that. We have a happier problem. We need to be happier. That doesn't make any sense in this world. We really, really need to look at what that is. Yes, there's a physical problem to these substances, but the bigger problem is our beliefs and our attitudes around it. You can watch a ball of fire as dolphins and whales jump on your balcony overlooking Pebble Beach without a glass of white wine.